Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, regular viewer, loyal subscriber, to the stories of the Hecatoncheires, the Hundred-Handed. And most of the Hundred-Handed are in Yang's mech bay at the moment. We have a large stable of part retrofitted, part damaged, mangled mech parts stuck together with sellotape and love. That leaves us with just 2 operational mechs. Fortunately, 2 of our stronger mechs, Behemoth's normal ride, Shadowhawk with the UAC-5, and Briareous' ride, oh sorry, not Briareous' ride, Glitch's ride, the Vindicator, which we've outfitted as long-range fire support with the PPC and the bonus damage Lerm 10. And we know from last time they're capable of doing 1 skull missions, although that one went very smoothly, suspiciously smoothly one might say. A quick apology before we start. I'm actually recording the narration to this in the future. I know what's going to happen because I've recorded the audio twice in a row. First time my microphone was unplugged, and the second time the microphone was set to a different microphone which wasn't capturing my voice. Anyway, we have a 1 skull jungle mission here. The salvage is very poor on it, whereas the money is it's okay for a 1 skull. So what I suspect I'm going to do is go for the 1.5. Not much difference between a 1.5 and a 1.7. We have the bonus there that we can pick a special piece of equipment if it happens to be there. So the 1 is very important, but the extra money is going to be very worthwhile. I've upgraded Behemoth's guts stats to 8. That's the one where she gets a +2 recoil penalty adjustment. So she's now able to hold the Shadowhawk even more steady with the UAC-5. Should make her a little bit more deadly with that. And Glitch is still getting there, but you know, very similar spec. So I've completely forgotten all of the chat that I've put in for the last 2 recordings. I think it's one of those strange things when you're either doing public speaking or speaking into a microphone, that the words come out of your brain and into the open air, and they seem to bypass my memory centre, so I can't recall almost a single word or thought that I was having while I was talking. Kind of the ultimate expression in multitask failure. Last known position of the enemy lance, Commander. Let's see how badly damaged they are. Well, Secret Darius, I know exactly how badly damaged they are because I've been here before. So we have a more of a beach than a jungle. What I've said, this is kind of a coral atoll. We've got a nice lagoon. The option here is to come into the middle, which is the obvious option, and hide in this forest here. Gives us cover. We've got line of sight blockage with the rock there. We could swing out right and force the enemy to approach over the mountains here, but I think I'm just going to take the obvious route. I've got 2 mechs here, so I can't do sort of fancy manoeuvres with any degree of assurance that I won't shoot myself in the foot. Okay, let's see what we've got. A couple of enemy mechs. No, this one's having to go round the top of the mountain, so doesn't have jump jets probably. Should be interesting. We'll reserve down here and see what else we've got. Come on. Yeah, again, another walkie one maybe. They haven't moved that fast, so we don't have a lot of mobility. I'm assuming that they're going to be mediums. So nothing else appearing on the radar. Oh, we get a shot on here, which will be good because we'll get eyes on. We'll know what we're dealing with. We can stay in cover, and we can do some early damage to this one on the left. It kind of doesn't matter where I put the mech, but you know, I can keep this rock between me and the mech in the middle. That line of sight block could be quite handy. Ooh, Kintaro. Kintaros are a beautiful mech chassis. Of course, we've got the triple SRM6s, 2 medium lasers. It's a real beast of a brawler. It's designed to close to the enemy. The LRM-5, not a great add to the mech. I don't think it adds anything to the chassis. I would normally remove it and, you know, beef up the armour. Definitely this guy needs beefing up the armour. He's only got a half load, but yeah, we've got coin flips here. PPC LRM-10, might as well have a go. Of course, whiff on the PPC. The enemy's got 60% cover. I should have just fired one thing at them there. Still, we'll know for sure to use breaching shot as much as possible here. Both Behemoth and Glitch have breaching shots. Get rid of their cover. Boom, boom. Oh, 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 oh.
Reporting critical hit.
That was a lucky shot. We hit the SRM ammo in the torso, and that's taken out half his weapon load. Commando. Lighter than I thought. Commando doesn't have jump jets. It's yeah, it's a decent speed, but not brilliant. And of course, he's brought all the SRMs. So we've now got 3 SRM6s on the Kintaro, fewer now, and 1 SRM6 and an SRM4 on the Commando. That's all DPS damage, nothing punchy there really. So that's good news for us. So we can use multi-target here. Yeah, so PPC for the Kintaro, Learn for the Commando. We'll do kind of secondary weapon shooting at the Commando. Yeah, good shots. And that's going to keep the Commando honest. Oh, got a crit on the medium laser. Critting the weapons is fine. It gives them, you know, a penalty to hit, I think, and some extra heat when you're firing it. But I don't think heat's going to be an issue here for anyone because we've got the water. And neither of these two mechs is particularly hot running. That was 2 large lasers from the backfield there. Of course, I know what that mech is because I've narrated this now twice, but initially I was very confused what would fire 2 large lasers, and my brain immediately went, well, it's a symmetrical mech because most of the things that have kind of paired large weapons like that, like dual PPCs, dual large lasers, will tend to have one on the left, one on the right. And my brain served up the idea of a Flashman or a Galahad or something kind of Star League orientated, or of course a Rifleman with large lasers on either side. But you know, without any sort of AC5s, definitely, well, almost probably not a Rifleman or other kind of fire support mech there. Yeah, half the weapons gone here on the Kintaro. You know, dual SRM6 medium laser, nothing to sniff at. Still got a fair amount of armour. Kintaros are quite chunky, even with reduced armour load here. But precision strike should give us a chance to knock out the rest of his weapons. Oh, wore that like a champ. That's fantastic. Now you might notice that I've updated the visual on the Shadowhawk to the Umbra variant, which you get with the Shadowhawk DLC. Makes the Shadowhawk look a bit more solid, a bit more tanky, which is the way I use it, or at least the way I'm using it at the moment. Because Behemoth comes with Bulwark, of course, it seems like the obvious mech to tank a few shots in the early missions. So it's very tempting to keep it in that mode later on. There's no point in Glitch coming out of cover here, so we'll just start doing our breaching shot and keep wearing away at the Commando here with the LRMs. Took out his arm. So that Kintaro is now struggling for weaponry. I think he's probably still got a launcher. Okay, that's disappointing that those large lasers could hit me when I haven't got line of sight on the enemy. I mean, I thought the rock there would block LOS with that enemy, but the Shadowhawk's got a lot of armour and he should be able to tank it. So, okay, multi-target here. We can pop the medium laser onto the Commando. keep the UAC hammering away at the Kintaro.
Firing on multiple.
Okay, he is well and truly stripped of weaponry now. I missed with a medium, but that's okay. That Kintaro is now
Failed to connect.
toothless. Doesn't have any weapons. The only thing it can do is try and close into brawl range. Yeah, and although it's, you know, it's relatively speedy as a medium mech, it's it should be fairly simple for us to keep backing away a little bit. Now, in the tabletop game, coming into water like this up to your mech's midriff was really dangerous because in normal mode you would roll 2 dice for a hit location, and the head would only be hit on kind of a double 6, a 1 in 36 chance. But coming into water, you would only roll a single d6, and you know, one of the hit locations you could get was head. So it would alter your odds of getting hit in the head from 1 in 36 to 1 in 6, which could be devastating. So avoiding kind of level 1 water in the tabletop proved to be a decent tactic, unless you were really confident that the extra heat withdrawal was worth it. So I'll just move the fire support element of the lance away from the Kintaro, so it's not likely to come up and biff us unexpectedly. And we'll just carry on doing this multi-shot, because at least the Kintaro here has guarded on. It's only got, well, it's still got 71 points there in the middle, but of course any hit in the arms or torso is going to come straight into the to the centre, so it's not a problem. Yeah, I think I like this weapon.
I've got enough guns for
Good
everyone.
shot. Got a crit on the SRM-6, so now 2 of his 3 weapons have got crits on them. Here's the DB Blackjack. Double barrel. I've forgotten what the DB stands for, but this is one of the designs they put into BattleTech 2018. It's an interesting one because it removes some of the Blackjack's, the BJ1's problems of ammo in the centre torso. Puts the large and the mediums out on the sides. Of course, the weakness of doing that is that those arms, if you get shot from the side arc and the arms come off, you lose a lot of your bite from this. It's got some decent armour load, even with 50% reduction. So you'd have to say that, yeah, the weak point of this enemy is coming in from the side arc. So what I'd be trying to do is to get shots on the arms from either of the sides, probably the right hand arm first, because that's the side I'm on, and then defang it. But it's still far away. You know, the large lasers can hit hard, but while I'm in cover with 40% damage reduction, you know, I'm feeling pretty confident. Oh, God, it's down to 30 in the middle. I think probably he's going to go down to just 1 shot, but we're going to make sure of it here. Just use precision shot, middle, and any hit there is deadly. Causes a bit of a problem for the salvage team. Have to come with their welly boots and waders. I like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade.
I hear ya.
Right, he's still not in range. I've got some excellent shots here. Let's see what's left. 21, yeah, the PPC hit centre torso last time, so this will be just about. Yeah, but he's gone like he wasn't there. It's going to be pretty dangerous to be swimming in these waters afterwards. Kind of energy outputs available to some of the laser equipment and the fusion reactors.
Minimal damage on that hit.
Yeah, so the Shadowhawk's getting pummeling here, as it usually is, but, you know, the armour's all still intact. And if I can get into this side arc here... Shots aren't good, but I've got precision strike, so we'll come in on the right-hand side. have a go at the torso, and then if I hit the torso, even if I miss the torso, it will hit the arm, so there's a good chance I'll be able to take out half of its weapons with this shot. There we go, 50-50 on the arm, 3 shots, so expect 1.5 bit. There we go. Now he's feeling pretty foolish, of course. He's only got half his weapons left, his teammates have gone. There's been no sound of reinforcements, and as a 1-skull mission, I'd be kind of anticipating that this might be it. He's still too far away to get onto the other side of him, so I'll just have Glitch wail on him a bit. Continue to weaken him up. She's hitting all the PPC shots today, it's really good to see.
Got it.
So, seem to jump very far there. Oh, there you go. Okay, so he's trying to use the rock there as a line of sight blocker to Glitch, but I don't think that's going to work.
What's up, boss?
So can I get round to his left-hand side? I think he's done very well on the positioning here. In order to get a shot on the remaining weapons, I'll have to get inside the range of my UAC-5 being useful. And there isn't anywhere else here that I can get a side shot. They're all forward shots. So, good positioning. It goes to show how important facing is in this game. Because if you've only got 2 weapons that are all on your left-hand side and you can twist such that those weapons aren't targetable, then you're going to be able to keep shooting for a lot longer than you might otherwise. Now that he's got so little health left in the centre torso here, that when Glitch has to go with the LRM-10s, it's just going to knock him out. So it's a kind of a demonstration, a proof of principle.
Waiting on you, Commander.
I'm going to try and take out his left arm here by finding a side shot, like that one here. No, the LRM-10 is not in optimum range. There we go. So we've got some coin flips here into a left-hand side shot. Of course, if any of the missiles miss and hit centre torso, which they're likely to. Comes up. There we go.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I can't. No, I didn't see that. The forest is in the way. Glitch. I'm sure you didn't see it either. Anyway. So, decent mission. 300 grand C-bills. No bonuses, but nobody injured. No armour penetrated. That was a good result. And I could take the blackjack piece. Go up to 4. Well, actually, I think I prefer to take the Kintaro. It's heavier. It's more valuable. And I prefer the Kintaro to the blackjack, even an all-energy blackjack. Yeah, but you never know. We might get lucky. Well, I say you never know. Of course I know. I've done this twice before. I know. Right, so that's it for the 1-skull missions in this territory. And we're left with not really very much choice. I don't really want to be taking either the 1.5 or the 2-skull missions with just 2 mechs. I dare say I'd be able to take them, probably, but the amount of damage that could be inflicted if if any of the shots go internal on the Shadowhawk or the Blackjack I mean, we're already up to 3 months repair work. So I think it might be time to move on. And use the travel time to do some repair. So let's go and have a look at the star map, see what's available. And of course the story mission, we've got a travel contract over here at Weldry. It's a 1.5 skull area, so it's doable. 19 days traversal time, which should give us time to get very close to having, well, at least 1 mech back up and running from the mech bay. Probably the refit Centurion, which is my priority. Yeah, so getting Decker back 20 days, so he'll be back just in time when we hit orbit, and then it's only 3 extra days to get the Centurion up and running. So it could well be that when we get to Worldry, we'll only have 3 mechs, but at least we'll have 3 mechs, yeah? And so if we've got, well, here a 1 skull mission at Worldry, so the travel costs get paid for. It's 1 skull Highlands recovery. The money is appallingly poor, but the salvage is alright. So what we can do is go and do this mission with what we've got, maybe wait a few days just to get the Centurion up and running, and then maybe we'll do the first strike mission with 3 mechs, which will be a first for me, I think. So I usually do it with 4. Lots of vehicles and turrets, and I don't know how they might have rejigged it, so we'll have a think about that when we get there. But as a salvage heavy mission, because the money's very poor, I'll probably go for 315 here. Yeah, it's only 40 grand difference there, and there's a big difference in salvage rights, so I'll take that, and we'll head out to Worldry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planetary bodies behind us. All very close. You'd imagine gravity would have a word or two to say about that, but alright, we've got 5 months left in the bank, which is enough. 31 morale, which is all we need unless we get some text adventure, which will drop our morale a little bit. We might want to have a buffer, but that only takes us down to 3 months cash, so I don't think it's worthwhile this time. So let's advance time and see if we get any adventures en route to Worldry. Rendezvous with our jump ship. The spin habitat's going around to generate 1G artificial gravity. We haven't got the sails deployed. I quite like to see jump ships with the sails deployed, collecting solar energy to charge the jump batteries. They do of course have fusion reactors on the jump ships to power the normal systems and the spin, but there we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, Briareous is back. We have a day for Decker to be back, then 3 days for the Centurion. We're not going to launch the contract yet, and of course it being enemy territory, there's no hiring hall, no store. So I think, I know that's short and sweet, but that's where I'm going to bring it to a close. Thank you very much for sticking with me through all of these audio problems. Next time we'll finish off the Centurion and we'll do this 1 skull mission, hopefully not take too much in the way of damage, so we can go straight into the story mission after that. Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you next time, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.